continues to wage war. Meghan's half-sister defends their father's staged paparazzi shots and says she'd rather be in the US than in London traffic after being snubbed from wedding. Meghan Markle's relentless half-sister Samantha has continued her Twitter attacks on the new Duchess of Sussex and defended their father Thomas for staging paparazzi pictures before the royal wedding, claiming he was no worse than someone who posts a selfie on social media. Samantha, whose Twitter account is private, launched her tirade after being implored by followers to give up her attacks on Meghan and repair their fractured family. She began on Tuesday by attacking Meghan's mother Doria Ragland, who she claimed without evidence had set up an interview with Oprah to cash in on her daughter's new marriage. On Tuesday night, the attacks continued. In a flurry of tweets, she called Meghan ungrateful and insisted she would rather have been at home in Ocala, Florida, than in the UK where she would confront London traffic. With messy punctuation and no clear train of thought, she fumed, "She can reach out to family. The world does not have to suck up to her. We are just as embarrassed by her. Trust me, she does not suddenly walk on water and she owes it to our father. It is not charity, it is gratitude." In a later response, Samantha, who invited a TV crew round to her home to watch the wedding on television on Saturday, carried on, "We weren't miserable, it was quite comfortable, and I would much rather be sitting where I was then, sick, dealing with traffic in London. Trust me." She then sought to attempt to defend their father over the infamous staged photographs which he set up with a paparazzo and which prompted Kensington Palace to issue a stern warning to the media to leave the Markle family alone, saying he was innocent of wrongdoing despite taking a payout for them. "Our dad did not make money off of pics of himself. She owes our father for everything she's ever had. He only did it to finish recovering so he wouldn't be bothered at his house. I don't blame him. It is easy to hide from judgment behind the walls of a castle. My father has not been afforded the same luxury and has been accessible. He was no more colluding than one who would take a selfie and let it loose on social media. And he really only did it because unscrupulous photographers were purposely taking the most unflattering pictures as a representative of him. My attitude is tip the scales with accuracy. I would have paid someone to catch them with their shorts down," she said. In earlier tweets, she fired off the false and offensive statement that Doria, who remains the only member of the Duchess of Sussex's family to not try and cash in on her daughter's new title, had been paid for an interview with Oprah. She then followed that up on Tuesday with an unnecessary remark about Ragland at the royal wedding. Samantha was appearing on Ed, Grant and M on Monday, when she said Meghan's mother had been cashing in by pointing out the interview she gave to Oprah Winfrey and the release of photos only she would have had been able to provide the press. There has not been any interview between Doria and Oprah, however, and there is no proof or evidence to suggest that Doria has ever sold pictures of her daughter. When the hosts then pointed out she too cashed in, and questioned her fond memories claim, Samantha replied, "Here's what's fundamentally wrong. If family and friends don't make money, the journalists and tabloids are going to make money and they have less right." The woman, who said she was glad to miss the wedding because traffic there would have been chaotic, also declared, "It's not cashing in to share fond memories." On Tuesday she was back on social media, with no contractual obligations keeping her from sharing her thoughts about the wedding on Twitter. She began by denying a claim that she said Doria hogged the limelight before stating, "She looked more like the hockey player in the penalty box." That remark was not nearly as offensive as the next, however, when she responded to one tweet by saying of Doria, "She was probably sitting there crying because she knew that she sold out and cashed in bigger than anyone, and that she isolated our dad." Guilty. She kept going to, saying of Doria's look, "The Givenchy was beautiful, but I would have put her in a hockey uniform." Doria wore Oscar de la Renta to her daughter's ceremony and Stella McCartney to the reception. Samantha also used to Twitter to deny being bitter or upset at the snub, telling On Person, "I was not miserable, it was quite comfortable. London would have been too much of a madhouse and I don't like crowds." This comment came 3 days after she watched her sister get married in front of a camera crew. Samantha also raged at the news Meghan's family would not be allowed to use her coat of arms, claiming this was a snub. She claimed the Windsors had no right to feel superior over the Markle family because they have had their own series of scandals. "Well, the royals had generations of scandal in their own family," said the woman, who is hoping to reconnect with the